Good morning, welcome to a morning outlook. This is Kim speaking on Monday the 15th of June. So looking at the news this morning in terms of news events coming out, there's very little of any significance here. It's all very low level news coming out. So left to our own devices this morning was some data in China which came in under expectation, disappointing. There is also a spike in outbreaks in Beijing, I understand as well, which has caused part of the city to be locked down. But overall, the markets are still taking this sort of risk-off situation, and we're seeing the likes of the euro. Well, we saw it Thursday, Friday, so Friday particularly, continue the sell-off. Is it going to continue today? Well, it certainly looks like it's in this sort of bearish, flaggy sort of pattern as I speak at the moment. Maybe a break post 8 o'clock of these lows here could see really a continuation. We've seen a daily pivot air kissed here. As I say, looking soft. I should be looking post 8 o'clock, just see what's happening, but really in the current play of things, wouldn't be surprised if we see what we saw on Friday, really. Maybe even a little bit of a rally, but then chop, and then a roll. And it rolled relatively late there, 3 o'clock. It eventually started rolling over on Friday. We may get to see this sort of US sort of session, early mid US session sort of roll in the currency pair. We'll see what happens this morning, but at the moment this pattern certainly lower highs, lower lows clearly, and maybe, as I say, if we start seeing a break of that trend line, we could see a continuation. And it's really what I'm looking for at the moment. The pound, from a daily point of view, it's sort of rolled, and it's certainly rolling again here. Thursday, Friday, it's sort of went straight through the weekly pivot there, and it's looking soft. There may be a bit of RSI divergence, a bit of double divergence sitting there on the RSI, but it's I don't think it looks any shiny or anything else. In fact, it's just broken earlier. If you'd had the same sort of trend line looking on this a couple of hours ago, you may have been short looking towards the S1 there. Has got an untouched daily pivot. It really just looks weaker at this stage. We'll see if it, again, if we get what action we get post 8 o'clock. It may be a bit of a continuation move, but still looking soft. The yen's a bit of a mixed bag here, really. It's Friday ended up that bullish, really bullish engulfing there, and if all was equal, it might, and it still might do it, continue this push up here. It moved back to its 4-hourly 200 there last week. Got a bit stifled around that area. It's being a bit of a safety currency itself. It's sort of gained through the Asian session there, but softening again whilst I speak. Again, this is one that seems to sit for large parts of the day, not doing a lot, and then getting a kicker. We'll see how this runs. Maybe we'll get a break above that 100 MA and move back towards the weekly pivot, the daily R1. Okay, Aussie dollar. So the Aussie dollar, the strongest of the currencies over a month now, is just sort of continuing. Well, Friday actually managed to grab a little back, but it's sold off again. Maybe driven by, as I say, the news from Beijing, which may just be put the dampeners on things here. As I say, the move back to risk off. Safety moves. So broken down the sort of, we're just sort of looking here. It's had the lows there. It's broken through those, looking soft as I speak at this stage. If it could catch the bid, catch a reversal, of course it's got the daily pivot up above there at the moment, but it just looks so soft, and my preference really, any sort of shorter term flags on this, as well as the other pairings, would be a sell opportunity. Okay, finally Canadian dollar. So the Canadian dollar again given back. Friday again, it gained a little bit later in the day and ended up slightly above for the day, but it's pushed on through, softened up again. Money just running to this dollar here. Bit of divergence we can see across this 4-hourly. it may be if it breaks and we see a complete reversal in these markets and it breaks the trend line running across the lows there, it may give an opportunity. But at the moment, well, he says, I'm looking at this and it's sort of a bit of a butterfly-ish pattern going on here. Maybe this will roll, but I think it'd be wise waiting for a bit of safety there. Okay, looking at Canadian dollar, I normally run over to oil at this price and price stage, and oil's taken a bit of a. It managed to pick up a little bit on Friday there and put that doji in, but at the moment it looks like it's rolling over. Bad news in China will not help the situation here, and it is rolling over at the moment. I am looking for opportunities to buy back in this market, but maybe later on. As it gets back down towards $30, $34 here at the moment, as it starts becoming to that point where you can feel a decent bounce coming back. But for now, $34 it is, $34.50. Being patient, we'll wait until this afternoon to trade this. It never really kicked in on Friday at all with any oomph there post 2 o'clock. It had a try, but really just held on to a bit of gains, but rolled over eventually, and it's certainly rolled over now. So staying out that for now, but watching for the potential support and a bounce on oil. S&Ps. Well, they're running down at the moment towards their daily 50. Okay, this is obviously the futures we're looking at here, and well, they've just seen continuation in that selling. It had picked up through Friday at one stage there, just sold off at around about 3 o'clock and continued to do so, just sort of rolled over later in the afternoon there, sold off for quite a while, caught a bounce towards the end, but it does look soft, and it may be a case of patience, waiting for bounces and selling into the bounces, or just waiting for a sort of a trend break like this sort of move if the opportunity arises. So as I say, it really is in summary a flight to safety. It would appear for sure at the moment. If we can get the brakes off, it would be good. We'd see some of these currencies maybe catching a decent bit of real buy into them, but for now we're just not seeing that, and it's any retracements. As I say, I'm just waiting to look to see any softening in the retrace to sell back in. Okay, I wish you a great day, and I'll be back in the morning. Bye for now.